CPA exam study while you sleep. Auditing and attestation. What is the primary objective of an audit? To provide an opinion on whether the financial statements are presented fairly in all material respects in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. What are the key components of the audit risk model? Inherent risk, control risk, and detection risk. What is the auditor's responsibility regarding fraud? To plan and perform the audit to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements are free of material misstatement, whether caused by fraud or error. Define audit evidence. Audit evidence is the information used by the auditor in arriving at the conclusions on which the auditor's opinion is based. What is meant by professional skepticism? An attitude that includes a questioning mind and a critical assessment of audit evidence. What is the purpose of internal control in an organization? To provide reasonable assurance regarding the achievement of objectives in the effectiveness and efficiency of operations, reliability of financial reporting, and compliance with applicable laws and regulations. What is a material misstatement? A misstatement that could reasonably be expected to influence the economic decisions of users taken on the basis of the financial statements. What are analytical procedures? Evaluations of financial information through analysis of plausible relationships among both financial and non-financial data. Define substantive procedures. Audit procedures designed to detect material misstatements at the assertion level. What is a qualified opinion? An auditor's opinion that the financial statements are fairly presented, except for a specified issue. What does independence mean in auditing? The absence of relationships that might bias the auditor's judgment. What is audit documentation? The record of audit procedures performed, relevant audit evidence obtained, and conclusions the auditor reached. What is the expectation gap in auditing? The difference between what the public expects from an audit and what the audit actually provides. What is the engagement letter? A letter that outlines the terms and conditions of the audit engagement. What is internal control over financial reporting? ICFR. A process designed to provide reasonable assurance regarding the reliability of financial reporting. What is a significant deficiency? A deficiency or combination of deficiencies in internal control that is less severe than a material weakness, yet important enough to merit attention by those responsible for oversight of the company's financial reporting. Define control environment, the set of standards, processes, and structures that provide the basis for carrying out internal control across the organization. What is sampling risk? The risk that the sample may not be representative of the population, leading to incorrect conclusions. What is a management representation letter? A letter in which management confirms the representations made during the audit. What is non-statistical sampling? A sampling method where the auditor uses professional judgment rather than statistical techniques to determine sample size. Define subsequent events. Events or transactions that occur after the balance sheet date, but before the financial statements are issued or available to be issued. What is audit risk? The risk that the auditor expresses an inappropriate audit opinion when the financial statements are materially misstated. What are walkthroughs in auditing? Procedures in which the auditor traces a transaction from initiation through the company's information systems until it is reflected in the financial reports. What is detection risk? The risk that the auditor's procedures will not detect a material misstatement that exists in an assertion. What is a material weakness? A deficiency or combination of deficiencies in internal control, such that there is a reasonable possibility that a material misstatement of the entity's financial statements will not be prevented or detected and corrected on a timely basis. Define control risk. The risk that a material misstatement that could occur in an assertion will not be prevented or detected and corrected on a timely basis by the entity's internal control. What is inherent risk? The susceptibility of an assertion to a material misstatement, assuming there are no related controls. What is audit sampling? The application of an audit procedure to less than 100% of the items within an account balance or class of transactions to evaluate some characteristic of the balance or class. What are tests of controls? Procedures performed to evaluate the operating effectiveness of controls in preventing or detecting and correcting material misstatements at the assertion level. What is the audit plan? A detailed strategy that sets forth the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedures to be performed. What is audit evidence? Information obtained during an audit from which the auditor forms a basis for their opinion on the financial statements. Define reasonable assurance. A high, but not absolute, level of assurance. What is fraudulent financial reporting? Intentional misstatements or omissions of amounts or disclosures in financial statements to deceive financial statement users. What is audit quality? The degree to which the audit complies with professional standards and regulatory requirements and provides useful and reliable information. What is risk assessment in auditing? The identification, evaluation, and prioritization of risks of material misstatement in the financial statements. What are assertions in auditing? Representations by management, explicit or otherwise, that are embodied in the financial statements. What is a substantive test? Audit procedures designed to detect material misstatements at the assertion. What is confirmation in auditing? The process of obtaining and evaluating a direct communication from a third party in response to a request for information about a particular item affecting financial statement assertions. What is a compliance audit? An audit to determine whether the entity has adhered to specific procedures, rules, or regulations. What is the purpose of management's discussion and analysis, MD&A? To provide a narrative explanation of the financial statements, including insights into the company's financial condition and results of operations. What is peer review in auditing? An evaluation of an audit firm's quality control system by another audit firm. Define going concern. The assumption that an entity will continue to operate for the foreseeable future. What is an emphasis of matter paragraph? A paragraph included in the auditor's report that refers to a matter appropriately presented or disclosed in the financial statements that, in the auditor's judgment, is of such importance that it is fundamental to users' understanding of the financial statements. What is reasonable assurance? A high, but not absolute, level of assurance that the financial statements are free of material misstatement. What is audit risk? The risk that the auditor expresses an inappropriate opinion when the financial statements are materially misstated. Define test of details. Substantive tests that focus on the details of transactions and balances. What is the audit strategy? The overall approach to the audit that sets the scope, timing, and direction of the audit, and guides the development of the audit plan. What is risk of material misstatement? RMM. The risk that the financial statements are materially misstated prior to the audit. What is the audit opinion? The auditor's formal statement about the fairness of the financial statements. What is dual purpose testing? An audit procedure that serves as both a test of controls and a substantive test of the details of transactions. Sweet CPA prep dreams. When you wake up, please like, comment, or subscribe if you'd like to listen to more of these videos.